Evening settles along the street, where a tall tree stands wrapped in long spirals of light. Each bulb warms a small circle of air, forming halos that hover close to the branches. Beneath them the ground carries a thin layer of frost, lines tracing quietly between the stones. People passing soft outlines, their shoes brushing faint marks into the pale surface. The trees sway slightly when a breeze moves through, causing the ornaments to tilt and catch the passing glow. Under the evening tree lights, colors bend and fall in stripes. Every branch reflects the night, shifting softly out of sight. Under the evening tree lights, shapes drift slow in gentle lines. Winter air and glowing height, moving quiet through the night. A strand of silver tinsel hangs near the middle, fluttering lightly as cars sweep by with muted hums. Farther up, round ornaments hold the street's reflection. Curves filled with passing silhouettes, a child's muffled steps echo near the corner. Snow lifting in delicate arcs behind tiny boots. A tall tree remains steady, its lights blinking at their own patient pace. Even the lamppost beside it casts a lead pattern onto the cold ground. Under the evening tree lights, colors bend and fall in stripes. Every branch reflects the night, shifting softly out of sight. Under the evening tree lights, shapes drift slow in gentle lines. Winter air and glowing height, moving quiet through the night. Under the evening tree lights, faint reflections catch the sight. Softened lines of day and night, woven gently in the light. Under the evening tree lights, winter hums in muted white. Tiny sparks along the height, breathing calmly through the night. Lights remain on each branch, glowing quietly as the evening deepens. Yeah. Hey, hey. Yeah, hey. Ooh, yeah. Oh, no. Hey. Snow drifts past the railing outside, small pieces turning in the air before landing on the ledge. Holiday lights along the street pulse faintly, their colors shifting on the surface of passing cars inside the room. Faint reflections move along the wall, as if the lights were breathing through the glass. I stand near the doorway for a moment, watching each flake drift slowly from one lamp to the next. Even the distant rooftops look coated in pale silver, shadows stretching gently across a quiet block. So snowfall around the holiday lights, soft glow moving through the night. Patterns on the street unfold, slow and steady, warm and cold. Snowfall around the holiday lights, a calm rhythm floating wide. Every corner holds a shine, mixing colors as they slide. Oh, a string of ornaments hangs above the entrance, light resting on each curve as evening settles in. Outside, someone brushes past a tree wrapped in ribbons. The branches shaking lightly with the breeze. Farther down, a tall display flickers red to gold, casting gentle shapes along the sidewalk tiles. Even the air feels feels textured tonight, filled with tiny particles drifting from the sky. Some gather on the balcony rail, melting in thin lines as warm air rises from below. Snowfall around the holiday lights, soft glow moving through the night. Patterns on the street unfold, slow and steady, warm and cold. Snowfall around the holiday lights, a calm rhythm floating wide. Every corner holds a shine, mixing colors as they slide. Waves that wander out of sight, layered colors shifting slow, painting winter as they go. Snowfall around the holiday lights, spreading gently through the night. Blended hues along the way, moving quiet as they sway. Snow rest on the edges of the night, reflecting every distant clue in its own small way.
Lamplight drifts along a winter street, drawing long shapes across the pavement. Small flakes move through the beam, turning slowly before landing in thin traces. The buildings nearby carry muted colors, their signs dim to gentle tones for the season. Along the edge of the road, a railing holds pockets of soft frost, each line forming a quiet border between the walkway and the passing cars. Even the air feels layered tonight, holding bits of drifting light inside its cold breath. Yeah, glow across the winter night, soft lines folding into sight. Every shadow blends with white, moving gently through the light. Glow across the winter night, patterns cast from subtle height. Quiet beams that settle, slide, echo softly through the night. Yeah. A tall sign hums faintly overhead, flickering just enough to mark the hour. Snow settles on the metal frame, collecting along steep angles and ridges. Farther down, an alley mouth holds thin threads of drifting cold. Where passing headlights form curved reflections on the slick surface of the bricks. The street remains steady in its rhythm, light spreading from each lamppost as the night deepens at a slow and constant pace. Ooh, glow across the winter night, soft lines folding into sight. Every shadow blends with white, moving gently through the light. Glow across the winter night, patterns cast from subtle height. Quiet beams that settle, slight, echo softly through the night. Across the winter night, colder shapes beneath the light. Dust of snow and drifting flight, crossing gently out of sight. Across the winter night, soft reflections drawn in tight, lines that fade yet still ignite, shining once before good night. Moonlight brushes the quiet road, leaving faint glimmers on the winter. Strands of lights hang across the ceiling, running from one beam to the next in gentle arcs. Their glow spills downward in narrow lines, touching shelves, frames, and quiet corners of the space. Holiday ribbons sway slightly overhead, color shifting as warm air rises through the room. Small ornaments dangled in even intervals, each one holding a faint reflection of the floor below. The ceiling itself carries a pale sheen, as if coated in a thin frost that listens to the light. Shine from the winter ceiling, soft and steady in its meaning. Lines of light that keep revealing patterns drifting, never leaving. Shine from the winter ceiling, quiet beams across the evening. Gentle tones beneath the feeling, moving slow yet never freezing. A long metallic strand curves near the center, catching bits of glow as customers pass the doorway. Farther back, a garland stretches in muted green, woven with tiny bows that blink in patient rhythm. Ooh, the high rafters echo the faint hum of the lights, adding a low vibration that settles through the space. Above a tall display, a ribbon twists whenever the heat ascends, subtle waves upward. Each detail works together, shaping a calm environment beneath the shifting shine. Shine from the winter ceiling, soft and steady in its meaning. Lines of light that keep revealing patterns drifting, never leaving. Shine from the winter ceiling, quiet beams across the evening. Gentle tones beneath the feeling, moving slow yet never freezing. Shine from the winter ceiling, threads of brightness interweaving, shapes of glow that fall and cling, moving lightly while retreating. Shine from the winter ceiling, soft reflections slowly breathing, every arc and line unsealing. Winter's quiet calm appearing. The ceiling lights linger in slow cascades, glimmering faintly as the night continues.
Snowy road stretches in a muted line, its surface holding reflections from every passing light. Lampposts above cast narrow beams, sliding across the ground in soft golden bands. Headlights move through the quiet street, leaving thin streaks of fade as the cars drift away. Frost gathers along the curve, forming uneven shapes that glint when the light bends. Farther down, a tall sign sends a faint ripple across across the snow. Its glow shifting each time the breeze stirs the cold air. Reflections on the snowy road, colors shifting as they flow. Lines of brightness come and go, moving steady, soft and slow. Reflections on the snowy road, winter shapes in subtle glow. Every path the lights bestow melts and forms in quiet glow. A buzz passes with low rumble, its long shadow casting a stripe across the frosted ground. Behind it, small flakes drift downward, turning in slow circles until they join a pale layer below. Store signs flicker near the intersection they use, stretching out in broken fragments on the icy surface. A narrow alley gathers deeper darkness, broken only by brief flashes from distant vehicles. The entire road seems to breathe with shifting tones, each reflection shaping the night in its own brief rhythm. Reflections on the snowy road, colors shifting as they flow. Lines of brightness come and go, moving steady, soft and slow. Reflections on the snowy road, winter shapes in subtle throw. Every path the lights bestow melts and forms in quiet glow. Reflections on the snowy road, patterns cast from lights that roam. Faint impressions overflow, blending hues in gentle show. Reflections on the snowy road, where the evening starts to slow. Shadows drift and softly go, lost within the afterglow. The snowy road brightens once more as another light sweeps quietly across its surface.
Yeah. No, 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 no. Yeah, 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 yeah. A row of stalls lines the winter market path. The roof's covered in thin snow that softens every edge. Yeah, 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 yeah. Strings of warm lights hang across the aisle, casting gentle locks onto the ground as people drift past. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wooden signs tilt slightly under the evening breeze. The painted letters dim by layers of frost. Small decorations sway above the booths, reflecting bits of red and gold from nearby garlands. Farther down, a tall structure wrapped in green and silver, some scattered glimmers across the stone walkway. Lights along the winter market, shapes that glow and slowly parted. Lines of brightness weaving started, winter colors drawn in target. Lights along the winter market, steady tones that softly charted. Every hue the night departed, falling quiet where they've darted. A vendor's canopy holds a cluster of tiny bulbs, blinking at uneven intervals, each shimmer bouncing across the snowy stalls. Footsteps moving layer rhythms behind the lights, muffled by the thick blanket on the ground. A tall heater near the corner sends faint waves upward, making the ornaments tremble with subtle motion. Yeah, yeah. The market narrows as it reaches the old brick arch, where lanterns hang in a tight row, projecting warm circles onto the frosted stones. And lights along the winter market, shapes that glow and slowly parted. Lines of brightness weaving started, winter colors drawn in target. Lights along the winter market, steady tone that softly charted. Every hue the night departed, falling quiet where they've darted. Lights along the winter market, thread
snow, the breeze is sharpened. Lights along the winter market, faint reflections where they mark it. Glowing paths that softly spark it, guide a night in quiet circuit. So steady above the narrow lane, shimmering through the cooling winter air.
Holiday lights gathered along a tall glass surface, their soft arcs bending gently across each reflected line. Inside the room, small ornaments cast faint shadows that shift as the overhead bulbs breathe in quiet intervals. Outside, silhouettes drift past in layered outlines, the shapes merging with the faint snowfall. The glass carries both worlds at once, bright tones from the decorations above, and muted winter colors moving through the cold air. Each reflection stretches in a thin curves, fading near the edges where the night settles. Shimmer through the holiday glass, colors blending slowly past, winter shapes that gently pass, falling soft on frozen grass. Shimmer through the holiday glass, lines reflecting quiet glass. Every hue the moments cast, moving through the evening fast. A strand of golden bulbs rests near the upper frame, casting downward arcs that soften the polished floor. Snowflakes land on the outer surface, melting in thin traces that drift into faint streaks. Farther inside, a tall arrangement of green and silver glows against the dim interior. People outside appear only as shadows, their steps forming patterns behind the shifting light. The contrast folds into a gentle rhythm as interior warmth meets the drifting cold beyond the glass. Shimmer through the holiday glass, colors blending slowly past, winter shapes that gently mask, falling soft on frozen grass. Shimmer through the holiday glass, lines reflecting quiet glass. Every hue the moments cast, moving through the evening fast. Shimmer through the holiday glass, threads of brightness seem to flash, layered tones that rise and crash, moving where the shadows splash. Shimmer through the holiday glass, folding brightness as they dash, lights that cross and softly clash, fading in a muted wash. Its final glow, bridging the warm room and the winter night beyond. Gentle locks across the open winter air. The bulbs sway slightly as the cold breeze moves between the buildings. From this height, the city glows in muted layers. Thin lines of traffic, faint signs and small clusters of color near the crowded blocks. Snow drifts upward along the rising air. decorations. Every strand forms a curve against the quiet sky, as if mapping out a path through the season. Hanging lights above the winter sky, shapes that flicker drifting by, colors drawn in gentle high, moving quiet as they fly. Hanging lights above the winter sky, threads of glow that amplify every tone the night supply, falls in patterns passing by. Below the roads reflect scattered brightness, their surfaces mirroring thin slices of the hanging glow. A rooftop fences warm air rising, making the nearby ornaments tremble in soft waves. Farther down, a tower displays cool blue rings that pulse with slow, deliberate timing. The sky holds a faint haze which diffuses each bulb into a soft halo. Small flakes drift near the edges of the wires, catching color as they float along the high current. Hanging lights above the winter sky, shapes that flicker drifting by, colors drawn in gentle high, moving quiet as they fly. Hanging lights above the winter sky, threads of glow that amplify every tone the night supply, falls in patterns passing by. Hanging lights above the winter sky, lines of shimmer rising high, winter hues that unify, bending softly as they lie. Hanging lights above the winter sky, steady beams that clarify all the glimmers passing nigh, fold in silence as they sigh. Suspended in the cold air, tracing soft arcs across the night's white canvas. Oh, oh, oh. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah. A wide lake stretches beneath the winter air, its surface holding faint reflections from the distant holiday displays along the shore. Small ripples move in gentle lines, breaking the colors into slow-moving fragments. Farther out, the water darkens where the sky leans closer to the horizon. Yeah, thin streaks of gold from a nearby tree still manage to reach across the calm surface. Snow drifts near the edges of the lake, collecting in uneven curves along the frozen bank. Reflections over the winter lake, colors bend and softly break, lights that tremble as they take shapes the quiet ripples make. Reflections over the winter lake, patterns stretch then slowly shake, every hue the night's awake moves across in gentle way. A distant pier holds a row of ornaments glowing faintly under chilled air. Their reflections sway with the water, forming stretched silhouettes that slip into the deeper tones of the lake. Behind the pier, a tall evergreen is wrapped in strands of red and white, its brightness softened by the drifting snow. Closer to the shore, thin reeds catch bits of light as they shift in the cold breeze, casting narrow shadows across the frozen rim. Reflections over the winter lake, colors bend and softly break, lights that tremble as they take shapes the quiet ripples make. Reflections over the winter lake, patterns stretch then slowly shake. Every hue the night's awake moves across in gentle way. Reflections over the winter lake, threads of brightness start to flake, lines of glow the waters rake, folding softly in their wake. Reflections over the winter lake, winter tones no sound can fake, all the subtle shapes they make drift until the evening shake. Its shifting glow, quietly mirroring the distant lights across the cold night. Above the city, the winter sky spreads in quiet layers, holding faint traces of starlight between the drifting clouds. Below, long rows of buildings shine in soft arrangements, their outlines forming dim patterns against the pale night. Far in the distance, a tall tower shifts color slowly, sending muted tones across the horizon's edge. Snow rises in the spirals when the air shifts, catching bits of glow that slip upward from the streets. Each drift moves along the skyline, becoming part of the soft curtain above the city. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sky above the holiday city, lights below in quiet pity, lines that wander slow and gritty, painting shapes both wide and pretty. Sky above the holiday city, winter tones and spread committee. Every glow the nights admit folds into the skyline's fit. Skylines fit. Closer to the horizon, the glow deepens into warm amber streaks that climb toward the low clouds. A distant display sends beams upward, their soft shimmer diffusing in the cold air. Tiny flakes meet the rising light, glittering briefly before drifting away. The rooftops below breathe out thin streams of heat, twisting gently into the calm night layers. All of it blends into a wide winter map, a quiet mixture of sky, snow, and scattered light. Sky above the holiday city, lights below in quiet pity, lines that wander slow and gritty, painting shapes both wide and pretty. Sky above the holiday city, winter tones and spread committee. Every glow the nights admit folds into the skyline's fit. Sky above the holiday city, threads of shining solemn witty. Every spark the nights permit falls and slowly recommit. Sky above the holiday city, winter colors tightly knit,
that rise and split, fade before the clouds are quit. Clouds are quit. Yeah, the night sky remains stretched above the city. Yeah, holding quiet glimmers that drift through the winter air.
Evening settles along the street where a tall tree stands, wrapped in long spirals of light. Each bulb warms a small circle of air, forming halos that hover close to the branches. Beneath them, the ground carries a thin layer of frost, lines tracing quietly between the stones. People pass in soft outlines, their shoes brushing fade marks into the pale surface. The tree sways slightly when a breeze moves through, causing the ornaments to tilt and catch the passing glow. Tree lights, colors bend and fall in stripes. Every branch reflects the night, shifting softly out of sight. Under the evening tree lights, shapes drift slow in gentle lines. Winter air and glowing high, moving quiet through the night. A strand of silver tinsel hangs near the middle, fluttering lightly as cars sweep by with muted hums. Hey, farther up, round ornaments hold the street's reflection. Curves filled with pens and silhouettes of child's muffled steps echo near the corner. Snow lifting in delicate arcs behind tiny booths. The tall tree remains steady, its lights blinking at their own patient pace. Even the lamppost beside it casts a layered pattern onto the cold. Under the evening tree lights, colors bend and fall in stride. Every branch reflects the night, shifting softly out of sight. Under the evening tree lights, shapes drift slow in gentle lines. Winter air and glowing high, moving quiet through the night. Under the evening tree lights, faint reflections catch the soften lines of day and night, moving gently in the light. Under the evening tree lights, winter hums and muted white. Tiny sparks along the height, breathing calmly through the night. Oh, lights remain on each branch, glowing quietly as the evening deepens. Ooh, wait. Hey. Hey. Snow drifts past the railing outside, small pieces turning in the air before landing on the ledge. Holiday lights along the street pulse faintly, their colors shifting on the surface of passing cars. Inside the room, faint reflections move along the wall, as if the lights were breathing through the glass. I stand near the doorway for a moment, watching each flake drip slowly from one lamp to the next. Yeah. Even the distant rooftops look coated in pale silver, shadows stretching gently across the quiet blocks. Snowfall around the holiday lights, soft glow moving through the night. Patterns on the street unfold, slow and steady, warm and cold. Snowfall around the holiday lights, a calm rhythm floating wide. Every corner holds a shine, mixing colors as they slide. A string of ornaments hangs above the entrance, light resting on
on each curve as even settles in. Outside someone brushes past a tree wrapped in ribbons. The branches shaking lightly with the breeze. Farther down a tall display flickers red to gold, casting gentle shapes along the sidewalk tiles. Even the air feels textured tonight, filled with tiny particles drifting from the sky. Some gather on the balcony rail, melting in thin lines as warm air rises from below. Snowfall around the holiday lights, soft glow moving through the night. Patterns on the street unfold, slow and steady, warm and cold. Snowfall around the holiday lights, a calm rhythm floating wide. Every corner holds a shine, mixing colors as they slide. Snowfall around the holiday lights, shapes that wander out of sight. Layered colors shifting slow, painting winter as they go. Snowfall around the holiday lights, spreading gently through the night. Blended hues along the way, moving quiet as they sway. Snow rests on the edges of the night, reflecting every distant glow in its own small way. Lamplight drifts along the winter street, drawing long shapes across the pavement. Small flakes move through the beam, turning slowly before landing in thin traces. The buildings nearby carry muted colors, their signs dim to gentle tones for the season. Along the edge of the road, a railing holds pockets of soft frost, each line forming a quiet border between the walkway and the passing cars. Even the air feels layered tonight, holding bits of drifting light inside its cold breath. Glow across the winter night, soft lines folding into sight. Every shadow blends with white, moving gently through the light. Glow across the winter night, patterns cast from subtle height. Quiet beams that settle slide, echo softly through the night. A tall sign hums faintly overhead, flickering just enough to mark the hour. Snow settles on the metal frame, collecting along steep angles and ridges. Farther down, an alley mouth holds thin threads of drifting cold, where passing headlights form curved reflections on the slick surface of the bricks. The street remains steady in its rhythm, light spreading from each lamppost as the night deepens at a slow and constant pace. Glow across the winter night, soft lines folding into sight. Every shadow blends with white, moving gently through the light. Glow across the winter night, patterns cast from subtle height. Quiet beams that settle slide, echo softly through the night. Glow across the winter night, colder shapes beneath the light. Dust of snow and drift in flight, crossing gently out of sight. Glow across the winter night, soft reflections drawn in tight. Lines that fade yet still ignite, shining once before good night. final sweep of lamplight brushes the quiet road, leaving faint glimmers on the midair.
Long strands of light hang across the ceiling, running from one beam to the next in gentle arcs. Their glow spills downward in narrow lines, touching shelves, frames, and quiet corners of the space. Holiday ribbon sways slightly overhead, colors shifting as warm air rises through the room. Small ornaments dangle in even intervals, each one holding a faint reflection of the floor below. The ceiling itself carries a pale sheen, as if coated in a thin frost that listens to the light. Shine from the winter ceiling, soft and steady in its meaning. Lines of light that keep revealing patterns drifting, never leaving. Shine from the winter ceiling, quiet beams across the evening. Gentle tones beneath the feeling, moving slow yet never freezing. A long metallic strand curves near the center, catching bits of glow as customers pass the doorway. Farther back, a garland stretches in muted green, woven with tiny bulbs that blink in patient rhythm. The high rafters echo the faint hum of lace, adding a low vibration that settles through the space. Above a tall display, a ribbon twist whenever the heater sends subtle waves upward. Each detail works together, shaping a calm environment beneath the shifting shine. Shine from the winter ceiling, soft and steady in its meaning. Lines of light that keep revealing patterns drifting, never leaving. Shine from the winter ceiling, quiet beams across the evening. Gentle tones beneath the feeling, moving slow yet never freezing. Shine from the winter ceiling, threads of brightness interweaving, shapes of glow that fall and cling, moving lightly while retreating. Shine from the winter ceiling, soft reflection slowly breathing, every arc and line unsealing. Winter's quiet calm appearing. Ceiling lights linger in slow cascades, glimmering faintly as the night continues. Baby, you snowy road stretches in a muted line, its surface holding reflections from every passing light. Lampposts above cast narrow beams, sliding across the ground in soft golden bands. Headlights move through the quiet street, leaving thin streaks that fade as the cars drift away. Frost gathers along the curve, forming uneven shapes that glint when the light bends farther down. a tall sign sends a faint ripple across the snow. Its glow shifting each time the breeze stirs the cold air. Reflections on a snowy road, colors shifting as they flow. Lines of brightness come and go, moving steady, soft and slow. Reflections on a snowy road, winter shapes in subtle throw. Every path the lights bestow melts and forms in quiet glow. A bus passes with low rumble, its long shadow casting a stripe across the frosty ground. Behind it, small flakes drift downward, turning in slow circles until they join a pale layer below. Store signs flicker near the intersection, their hues stretching out in broken fragments on the icy surface. A narrow alley gathers deeper darkness, broken only by brief flashes from distant vehicles. The entire road seems to breathe with shifting tones, each reflection shaping the night in its own brief rhythm. Reflections on a snowy road, colors shifting as they flow. Lines of brightness come and go, moving steady, soft and slow. Reflections on a snowy road, colors shifting sun and flow. Every bright path the lights bestow builds and forms in quiet glow. Reflections on the snowy road, patterns cast from lights that roam. Faint impressions overflow, blending hues in gentle show. Reflections on the snowy road, where the evening starts to slow. Shadows drift and softly go, lost within the afterglow. The snowy road brightens once more as another light sweeps quietly across its surface.
Their roofs covered in thin snow that softens every edge. Strings of warm lights hang across the aisle, casting gentle arcs onto the ground as people drift past. Wooden signs tilt slightly under the evening breeze, their painted letters dimmed by layers of frost. Small decorations sway above the booths, reflecting bits of red and gold from nearby garlands. Farther down, a tall structure wrapped in green and silver sends scattered glimmers across the stone walkway. Lights along the winter market, shapes that glow then slowly parted. Lines of brightness weaving started, winter colors drawn in target. Lights along the winter market, steady tones that softly charted. Every hue the night departed, falling quiet where they've darted. A vendor's canopy holds a cluster of tiny bulbs, blinking at uneven intervals, each shimmer bouncing across the snowy stalls. Footsteps moving layer rhythms behind the lights, muffled by the thick blanket on the ground. A tall heater near the corner sends faint waves upward, making the ornaments tremble with subtle motion. The market narrows as it reaches the old brick arch, where lanterns hang in a tight row, projecting warm circles onto the frosted stone. Lights along the winter market, shapes that glow then slowly parted. Lines of brightness weaving started, winter colors drawn in target. Lights along the winter market, steady tones that softly charted. Every hue the night departed, falling quiet where they've darted. Lights along the winter market, threads of shine that never darken. Gentle arcs across the carpet, formed by snow the breezes sharpen. Lights along the winter market, faint reflections where they mark it, glowing past spark it, guiding night in quiet circuit. Ooh. The lights hold steady above the narrow lane, shimmering through the cooling winter air.
Holiday lights gather along the tall glass surface. Their soft arcs bending gently across each reflected line. Inside the room, small ornaments cast faint shadows that shift as the overhead bulbs breathe in quiet intervals. Outside, silhouettes drift passing later, outlines of shapes merging with the faint snowfall. The glass carries both worlds at once, bright tones from the decorations above and muted winter colors moving through the cold air. Each reflection stretches into thin curves, fading near the edges where the night settles. Shimmer through the holiday glass, colors blending slowly past winter shapes that gently mass, falling soft on frozen grass. Shimmer through the holiday glass, lines reflecting quiet class. Heavier the moments cast, moving through the evening mass. A strand of golden bulbs rests near the upper frame, casting downward arcs that soften the polished floor. Snowflakes land on the outer surface, melting in thin traces that drift into faint streaks farther inside. A tall arrangement of green and silver glows against the dim interior. People outside appear only as shadows, their steps forming patterns behind the shifting light. The contrast folds into a gentle rhythm as interior warmth meets the drifting cold beyond the glass. Shimmer through the holiday glass, colors blending slowly past winter shapes that gently mass, falling soft on frozen grass. Shimmer through the holiday glass, lines reflecting quiet class. Heavier the moments cast, moving through the evening vast. Shimmer through the holiday glass, shimmer through the house of brightness seem to flash. Layer tones that rise and crash, moving where the shadows splash. Shimmer through the holiday glass, shimmer through the brightness as they dash. Lights across and softly clash, oh, fading in a muted wash. Oh, the glass holds its final glow, bridging the warm room and the winter night beyond.
High above the street, long strands of lights hang in gentle arcs across the open winter air. The bulbs sway slightly as a cold breeze moves between the buildings from this height. The city glows in muted layers, thin lines of traffic, faint signs and small clusters of color near the crowded blocks. Snow drifts upward along the rising air, catching bits of shine from the suspended decoration. Every strand forms a curve against the quiet sky, as if mapping out a path through the season. Hanging lights above the winter sky, shapes that flicker drifting by, colors drawn in gentle high, moving quiet as they fly. Hanging lights above the winter sky, threads of glow that amplify every tone the night supply. Falls and patterns passing by. Ooh, below the roads reflect scattered brightness, their surfaces mirroring thin slices of the hanging glow. A rooftop fence sends warm air rising, making the nearby ornaments tremble in soft waves. Farther down, a tower displays cool blue rings that pulse with slow, deliberate timing. The sky holds a faint haze which diffuses each bulb into a soft halo. Small flakes drift near the edges of the wires, catching color as they float along the high current. Hanging lights above the winter sky, shapes that flicker drifting by, colors drawn in gentle high, moving quiet as they fly. Hanging lights above the winter sky, threads of glow that amplify every tone the night supply. Falls and patterns passing by. Hanging lights above the winter sky, lines of shimmer rising high, winter hues that unify, bending softly as they lie. Hanging lights above the winter sky, steady beams that clarify all the glimmers passing night, fold in silence as they sigh. The lights remain suspended in the cold air, tracing soft arcs across the night's wide canvas. Whoa, whoa, baby. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I lay stretches beneath the winter air, yeah. Its surface holding faint reflections from the distant holiday displays along the shore. Small ripples moving gentle lines, breaking the colors into slow-moving fragments. Farther out, the water darkens where the sky leans closer to the horizon. Yet thin streaks of gold from a nearby tree still manage to reach across the calm surface. Snow drifts near the edges of the lake, collecting in uneven curves along the frozen bank. Reflections over the winter lake, colors bend and softly break, lights that tremble as they take shapes the quiet ripples make. Reflections over the winter lake, patterns stretch then slowly shake, every hue the night's away moves across in gentle waves. Yeah. A distant pier holds a row of ornaments glowing faintly under chilled air. Their reflections sway with the water, forming stretched silhouettes that slip into the deeper tones of the lake. Behind the pier, a tall evergreen is wrapped in strands of red and white, its brightness softened by the drifting snow. Closer to the shore, thin reeds catch bits of light as they shift in the cold breeze, casting narrow shadows across the frozen rim. Reflections over the winter lake, colors bend and softly break, lights that tremble as they take shapes the quiet ripples make. Reflections over the winter lake, patterns stretch then slowly shake, every hue the night's awake moves moves across in gentle waves. Reflections over the winter lake. Threads of brightness start to flake. Lines of glow the waters break, folding softly in their wake. Yeah, reflections over the winter lake. Winter tones no sound can fake. All the subtle shapes they make drift until the evening shade. Yeah. The lake holds its shifting glow, quietly mirroring the distant lights across the cold night.
Above the city, the winter sky spreads in quiet layers, holding faint traces of starlight between the drifting clouds. Below, long rows of buildings shine in soft arrangements, their outlines forming dim patterns against the pale night. Far in the distance, a tall tower shifts color slowly, sending muted tones across the horizon's edge. Snow rises in thin spirals when the air shifts, catching bits of glow that slip upward from the streets. Each drift moves along the skyline, becoming part of the soft curtain above the city. Sky above the holiday city, lights below in quiet pity. Lines that wander slow and gritty, painting shapes both wide and pretty. Sky above the holiday city, winter tones that spread committee. Every glow the nights emit folds into the skylines, fit closer to the horizon. The glow deepens in a warm amber streaks that climb toward the low clouds. A distant display sends beams upward, the soft shimmer diffusing in the cold air. Tiny flakes meet the rising light, glittering briefly before drifting away. The rooftops below breathe out thin streams of heat, twisting gently into the calm night layers. All of it blends into a wide winter map, a quiet mixture of sky, snow and scatter light. Sky above the holiday city, lights below in quiet pity. Lines that wander slow and gritty, painting shapes both wide and pretty. Sky above the holiday city, winter tones and spread committee. Every glow the nights emit folds into the skylines, fit. Sky above the holiday city, threads of shining solemn witty. Every spark the nights permit falls and slowly